Despite all the miracles that God had sent to them to deliver them from bondage and to take care of them in the desert, their reaction was to rebel against God and to reject His promises. They rejected God's promises and embraced their fears. In Numbers 14, verse 1, it says, "Then all the congregation lifted up their voices and cried, and the people wept that night." And then they do something very interesting. They blame God for their problems, and they turn against Moses. Picking up at verse 2, "All the sons of Israel grumbled against Moses and Aaron, and the whole congregation said to them, 'Would that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would that we had died in this wilderness. Why is the Lord bringing us into this land to fall by the sword? Our wives and our little ones will become plunder. Would it not be better off for us to return to Egypt?' And then they decided that they wanted to return to slavery in Egypt. And verse 4 says, "So they said to one another, 'Let us appoint a leader and return to Egypt.'" Now, in contrast, how did the Pilgrims respond when their faith was tested? And remember, the Pilgrims were severely tested when more than half of their number died of disease and sickness in their first year in the New World. Well, the Pilgrims responded to this test of their faith exactly the opposite as the Jews had responded. They responded with obedience and with courage and by giving thanks even for their testing and their trials. They did not turn against William Brewster the way that the Jews had turned against Moses. They did not blame God for their problems the way the Jews had blamed God. And they did not try to climb back onto the Mayflower and sail back to persecution in England the way the Jews wanted to return to slavery in Egypt. And we know from multiple firsthand accounts that even during their worst time of disease and death, the Pilgrims began every day with prayer and studying the Bible. William Brewster led their prayer and their Bible study, and we know that the Pilgrims gave thanks every day, even during this darkest time, even for their troubles. And just as Thessalonians 5:16-18 commands us, they rejoiced always, they prayed continually, and they gave thanks in all circumstances because they understood that this was God's will for them. And so it happened that in the fall of 1621, the Pilgrims responded to their test of faith by holding the first Thanksgiving. Now, Thanksgiving.
Hey, thanks for watching. To find out more about Houston's First, you can subscribe to our channel or you can go to houstonsfirst.org.